Hello my friend, it is Cami from the blog and channel Tidbits and Company. Today I am going to talk about 9 kitchen appliances that we have that I could not live without, or at least I do not want to. Then I want to cover, I think I have about 3 kitchen appliances that we have in our home that I could probably get rid of or maybe shouldn't have bought in the first place. And then there is one very popular kitchen appliance that most people could not live without, and we have chosen to get rid of it and live just fine. Anyway, I hope this video is interesting for you and maybe makes you think about the kitchen appliances you have in your home in a new way. Maybe there are some that you could get rid of, maybe there's some that you might consider getting, and then maybe there are ones that I talk about that you thought about buying, but then decide not to after you hear me talk about them. Anyway, I hope this is interesting and helpful, and let's get into it. The first 2 I'm going to talk about are more on the obvious side. They're probably modern conveniences just about every home has, and that is of course a fridge. This is our panel-ready refrigerator, and as you can see here, it kind of melds into our kitchen cabinet look because we bought the fridge that you just put these panels on. And I love it, but the problem with this fridge is it's not very deep because the panel-ready fridges are at the same level as cabinets, which are not as deep as a standard fridge. So what we actually had to do was buy a second fridge, and it was so amazing once we had it. I don't feel like I could live without it again because we run out of room in this fridge so fast because we're a 6-person family and we make everything from scratch. We really do need a lot of fridge space. So I got this extra fridge that we put out in the mud room or the dog room, whatever we call it. And it's so nice to have just a little bit more fridge and freezer space. And we actually have 2 stand-up freezers in the garage and a chest freezer. So we definitely kind of go over and above on our fridge and freezer appliances, but when you're on a homestead and you store a year's worth of meat and veggies and all that stuff, you really do need quite a bit of fridge and freezer space. So I feel like I couldn't live without all this fridge and freezer space. So our oven is another obvious kitchen appliance that is extremely convenient, and I don't know how I would cook without it, quite frankly. This is the Verona range, and I actually did a whole YouTube video and blog post about this. But what I really love about our range is it has these double sides. So I'm actually so surprised how often we use this smaller size for like a little 9x13, if whether you got brownies or like an oatmeal bake, if you're making pumpkin bread, this smaller size is just really handy, and it's great that it heats up super fast. A lot of times we're making several batches of pizzas for the family, and so both of them are going, and it's quite convenient. The other side looks small, but it actually fits the big cookie sheets. So I'm not sacrificing on size, I feel like, at all, but I get the 2 different sizes, which is so nice. So this oven has been awesome. Definitely could not live without it. The Berkey water filter is another appliance I literally could not live without. It has actually saved us so many times and in instances where we've needed to filter out water. And the water from our tap, you guys have seen me test it. It's safe and everything, but it has a funny taste. And so to have the Berkey water filter to filter all that out has been absolutely amazing. And I just couldn't live without it. And if you want to learn more about the Berkey water filter, I've got several videos on my YouTube channel all about it, about the testing results that I did, and lots of reasons why you might want it. So definitely check out those videos if you're interested. It's a great filter. I will leave links to the exact one that we have in the description for you. In the realm of smaller kitchen appliances, I have a few here that I'm going to talk about. One is a good quality food processor. So this is the Cuisinart. There were many, many years that I felt like I didn't need one of these, that it would be one of those appliances that was just too much of a pain to wash, so I wouldn't use it. But in reality, we use it all the time to like slice potatoes, zucchini, cheese, to make biscuits, blend up flours. Anyway, it's just an amazing, amazing kitchen utensil. And we use it from everything from pesto to like pureeing herbs to freeze. Anyways, it's just extremely handy. However, I do have to say, I didn't feel like I needed it because for my wedding, actually, about 16 years ago, someone gave me this Black & Decker, just handheld little food processor. And in reality, I probably use this more than this one because it is so small, convenient, and easy to wash. So if you don't want the big guy and you don't think you're gonna use it, definitely get a small one. Anytime you just wanna make up a salsa or grind some nuts, anything like that, this is extremely, extremely handy. They're very affordable, and I just couldn't recommend enough. It makes a great wedding gift, by the way, too. Okay, next up is my beloved Almond Cow. Now this baby will make any kind of nut milk, almond milk, and I have talked about this little appliance before, and we couldn't live without it because we use it so much. We do have some dairy intolerances around my family, so being able to store up a lot of nuts, almonds to make almond milk for my family when we need it is so nice. This thing gets used so much, and I will link it for you as well as the video that I did showing what we use and what kind of milks we make. But if you also drink a lot of nut milks, this will come in handy and be well worth it. I know you can readily buy almond milk and stuff at the store, but a lot of times they have a lot of fillers and thickening agents that aren't all that great for us. So it's really nice to just be able to make plain and simple nut milks, almond milks from home, and then add anything that you want to or prefer to have in it. So great, love my Almond Cow. Okay, well, when I asked the kids what kitchen appliance they loved and couldn't live without, it was our popcorn maker, almost unanimously. We love popcorn around here. It is a Friday night tradition that we do movie and popcorn. And so this thing gets used weekly, if not more than that. I love to have popcorn just for snacks that are healthy and easy to make. So a popcorn maker is great. I know we can make it on the oven, but this little popcorn maker just makes it so easy, and they're just so cheap and affordable to get. It's almost a no-brainer to have one in your home. Now I'm taking you into our butler's pantry, which I just revealed on a YouTube video. Love this space, mainly because it can just house so many of our like countertop appliances that we use so much. And actually, I told you at the beginning of this video I was going to share 9, and there were 2 more that I didn't even think about sharing. So actually the appliances that I couldn't live with add up to 11. So here we go. This one is our Nutrimill wheat berry grinder. I've had this thing for like 5 years. I absolutely love it. I think the bamboo wood is so beautiful, and it's so nice that it just looks so good out on the countertop. I just keep a bowl here, and when I'm ready to grind our berries, it's just easy to dump it in and grind it. I kind of leave a little bit of flour mess just for, you know, reality here, but love this wheat grinder a ton, and I will link to the one I have. If you like to have whole wheats and whole grains in your family's diet, definitely recommend getting this one and just grinding them fresh when you need them. It makes your baked goods just taste 1,000 times better. Okay, the next 2 absolutely couldn't live without, and you're gonna think I'm excessive for having 2, but I have 2 Instant Pots here. This one's a 6 quart, this one's an 8 quart. We use them all the time. Like at least once a day, one of them is going. A lot of times, 2 of them are going at the same time. For example, we'll use like the 8 quart to make the Sunday roast, and the 6 quart will be making baked potatoes. Like I use both of them all the time. In fact, there was a time when I had 3 and even 4 of them, but that was when my sister and I were doing a lot of Instant Pot cooking when we were testing recipes and filming and photographing for our Instant Pot cookbook called Master the Electric Pressure Cooker. This is like truly a labor of love, and if you haven't seen this yet, I will link to it so you can check it out. But we are major Instant Pot cookers here, use these all the time. If you want ideas for recipes, definitely check out my sister's blog, instafreshmeals.com. It is completely focused on meals that you can make in the Instant Pot. It's an incredible blog, and I do have some recipes on my site as well. Love my Instant Pots. Could not live without them. So over in the back corner of the pantry, I've got a toaster, which for obvious reasons is an incredible kitchen appliance to have. This one goes in the probably could live without, which we'll get to. And then back here, I've got my KitchenAid mixer. Love it, use it all the time for making breads and cookies and all that sort of stuff. The only beef I have with the KitchenAid is that it doesn't mix on the bottom very good. So my sister has a Bosch and she really loves it. So I'd love to hear what your mixer of choice is. They're extremely convenient to have in the home, and I think a wonderful modern convenience for us. And while we're chatting about all these appliances, please feel free to tune in the comments below what kitchen appliances you love and could not live without, and maybe ones that you've parted with and haven't missed. So I would love to hear what you guys think as well. I always love reading the comments and connecting with you there, so please chat with me. Okay, I've got one more over here that I just absolutely could not live without. It's probably one of the tops. So this is our blender, and we use this multiple times a day for so much. It is probably the most used appliance in the house. This one is a Vitamix, and I have to tell you guys, I tried to get by with like $100 blenders for a really long time, but because we use them so much, they were always breaking. And by the time I bought my fourth $100 blender, I'm like, you know what? My sister has had her Vitamix for years and years and years, so I might as well just invest and get one. I will link to the model that I have here. It's incredible, and we use it all the time. Next to our blender, we keep our newest appliance in this house. It is a juicer, the Breville juicer. It's an incredible machine, but I have to be honest with you, it doesn't get a ton of use. It's occasional. My son loves to do lemonade stands, so it is super nice for juicing lemons and making lemonade. If I get a ton of carrots, we'll do carrot juice with citrus, and it's so good. But it is definitely a splurge, and I could live without it based on just how much we use it and don't use it. However, it is extremely nice to have, and if you have a lot of garden produce, maybe apples, it's a very convenient way to get the juice out of them, and it is just a total indulgence to be able to have this and enjoy fresh squeezed juice. The next appliance that I have that I could probably most definitely live without is the air fryer. I have the Instant Pot brand of air fryer. It's really nice, and I shared with you guys how I made asparagus in it in my ways to cook asparagus video, and it really does make things super crispy. Leftover baked potatoes, you can slice them in wedges, make some really yummy fries, so it's super convenient to have, make some delicious crispy vegetables and things, but I lived without it for so long, and I would just throw those things in the oven and cook them, and it would work just fine. So if there's ever an appliance that I feel like I really need and I need to downsize so I have the countertop space, this one would probably be the first to go. My kids probably wouldn't like it. They love their air fryer fries, but we could live without it. There is an appliance that I keep behind this curtain that I could definitely live without. In fact, it should probably be donated so that I could use this space for storing food. But back here is where I keep my crock pot. And I know this might be an unpopular opinion, but when you have two Instant Pots and love them and use them for just about everything, you really don't use the crock pot. So for the 2, maybe 3 times a year that I get this baby out, it's probably not worth keeping and using the kitchen real estate for. So the crock pot's definitely one I could use without. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. I know people are either like all into crock pots, use it all the time, but, and I guess I used to be that way, but with the Instant Pots, there just really is nothing that I would prefer to cook in there that I couldn't cook in my Instant Pot. So this spot right here where that basket of linen tea towels is, used to house our microwave, which is a common appliance that we have chose to live without, and let me explain why. One obvious reason to live without the microwave in that spot is because a basket of linen tea towels is way cuter, obviously. I kind of kid, but if you do love linen tea towels, I do sell them at my Tidbits & Company shop, which you can find at tidbitsandcompany.com. Lots of beautiful colors of linen tea towels, and I love having those in a cute little basket where the microwave used to be. But the reason why we got rid of the microwave, well, there's actually a lot of reasons, but they are a little controversial. It is proven science that they destroy nutrients in your food, whether they make food harmful, change the molecular structure. I know a lot of that is debated, but I was just really conflicted with the fact that if it was, or when it was available in our home, we would use it so much, and I was disturbed by the fact that so much percentage of our foods nutrients were actually being destroyed every time we'd put it in there. So that really bothered me. So I found out that there were much better ways to heat up food. And we actually did a trial in our last house where we lived without a microwave, and I did it for quite a few years. But then when we built this home, I thought, you know what? Sometimes it would be really convenient to have a microwave to just warm up that butter really fast and not dirty an extra pan on the oven. But I began to see that this modern convenience, if it's available, you'll use it all the time. And so I really feel like we were using it too excessively. And so got rid of it, put the cute basket, got all the eye rolls from my kids and my family. And when we have like friend or family gatherings and they're looking for the microwave, they're just blown away that I don't have this appliance. But I will not go into the debatable side of this. And do microwaves cause cancer? Do they change the molecular structure of our food? These are all interesting questions, but I did find one really incredible resource if you just want bits and pieces of it. It's on the Purely Parsons Instagram account. She did some great research on microwaves, and I will direct you to that if you just want to like dabble in it. But of course it could be a topic that you could research at great length if you want to learn more and to decide if this is really an incredible modern convenience that you want to live without. But for us, it's totally not missed now that we've adapted and found other ways to heat our food. And mainly that's just on the stovetop or in the oven. So it works great. And I guess the kids use the air fryer a lot for that. So I don't know, we could still live without that one. Well, my friend, that wraps up this video all about kitchen appliances. I would love to hear your thoughts. As previously mentioned, please leave them in the comments for me, and I will be back very soon to share more inspiration for the keeper of the home.